You know, it's like having intimate time without a condom. Keep it in your pocket, it probably won't work.
Keep up with this shit.
What?
Keep up with this stuff.
Well, it's true, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
If you don't have the guide coat, it could mean that you're going to miss something. You start back there, okay, and I want you to sand the front fender down the bottom of the door, the sill, all the way back with 400. Okay. When you get to that, you sand it with 220, okay, and you're going to sand it by hand. Okay. And what was your question?
Like with the block, I get that, but with your hand, can't you still? How are you still going to get the same result?
The same result.
If your hand's flat.
It's a guide coat. Well, you're going to actually you're not going to get a block in there.
That's what I was saying. But if you got a scrub, like, don't you just take the purpose of the guide coat away?
No.
Okay.
Because the guide coat will stick in the low spots and the scratches that you have to sand.
Okay.
So when you get to it, you'll soon find out.
Okay.
So that's what we're doing right at the present moment. I'm just guide coating some of the primer areas. If you let that dry, then we'll probably get on it. But we're just going to guide coat some of the primer areas, and then I'm going to get to it. And we're going to sand it. Colton was just asking if it's guide coat just for a block. No, it's for hand sanding also. So this stuff like this in here, you're going to give it a quick shot like that. Going to give this one over here a quick shot.
Good stuff.
Well, just let you know whether we sanded it all or not. And we're sanding. It's the exact same process as what? As if we primed it with a gun. The exact same process. The only thing is we did it with a roller. All we have to do now is sand it off. And like I said, we're just going to guide coat it. And then we're going to go from there. Probably didn't want to guide coat that. Not have to guide coat that at all.
Good.
So we've 220'd the car. I probably could have gotten away with just 400 in the paint and then going that way. I probably could have got away with it, but we did not. We 220'd it first, and then we're going to 400. So the car has been all sanded with 220. Now we're 400 it. And there is a few places that we've already sanded off, like the top of the fender there. It's funny, come out last night, said the antenna's got to go, so I welded up the antenna hole, filled it out, primed it, got it ready last night, did a few other things, and first thing this morning there was a comment, the antenna will not fly on a NASCAR, and you're right. I thought the exact same thing. Just going to hit this right here. Guide coat on it. Now, all this is what we're doing here has been put on with a roller or a paintbrush, and it's going to work just as good as if it was primed on with a gun. And I'm going to let you see here in a second. I'll leave that like that. It's good enough. I would like to try the stuff when I was at Daryl Holmback's. He had the can with the dust, but this is what I have, and this is what I'm using. I'm just going to set that right there. I have the roof. I have not done anything, sanded the roof at all yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand it with a DA. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sand it with a DA.
Power sand.
I'm going to power sand. You're going to watch here in a second. I'm going to power sand it.
You know what a power sand is?
What's that?
You're going to show me.
Oh. You want me to show you power sanding?
Show me what power sanding is.
I'll show you here in a second. Why?
Power sanding.
Huh? Power sanding. Huh? Everything's going good. We should basically be done everything today, I'm thinking. Go, Colton.
Gotta get done, right?
Huh?
Gotta get done.
On this roof, we got primer on there. So I'm going to sand it first with a 220, and then I'll go with a 400 after that. That's what I'm going to do. This. So my sandpapers are, I keep saying it, it's 40, 80, and then I prime. Once I prime, I go to a 220 and then a 400. And basically that's where I go to finish up my primer, ready for a single stage urethane. Single stage, we're going to paint this car in single stage, not doing base clear. Takes a lot more work, a lot more time. I'm looking to throw a paint job on a $6,000 car. Not a $30,000 paint job on a $6,000 car. I want a reasonable priced paint job on a $6,000 car. That's probably what I should have done. I probably should have grabbed that. There. Let's do this. All the body work has been done with a DA or been done by hand to make it faster. I start here if you want. What's that?
The guide code's going to show.
Yes. Okay. Colton was asking, can he, when I guide coat, if he blocks it, if you do it by hand, is it going to work? Guide coat's going to work no matter how you do it. And the reason being is you're sanding the primer and the guide coat goes in the scratches and sort of stuff. So what's going to happen is as I sand this, the guide coat, the black spray balm that I sprinkled on top is going to show me everything. I'm just going to show you right now. Now, see how I've sanded that little tiny bit? Look, you can see that scratch right there. That scratch right there. You can see that stuff. And as I go, you'll see more. And I'll show you. Yeah, see how you can see the scratches there? You can see the lines in it. See the crisscross in it? You can see that sort of stuff. And what that's from is the filler or the primer going into the scratches on the filler. And the primer is actually going to make it come to a smooth surface. That's why I put it on with a roller to take away the scratches and any imperfections. Just like anything else. Now you can see I'm starting to hit here, but you can see a little spot there. You can see little spots there. That's what it's for. If you were sanding that without the guide coat, you would probably miss that. More scratches there. I want to get those out. Now you can see how everything's feathering off nice. I got no black showing, so it's good. On this paint job here, I am going to, where it's primed or it's primed like that. Generally, if you go to paint something like a car, you wouldn't want different colors on it. You wouldn't want red, white, whatever, black. You wouldn't want different colors showing through when you go to paint something because you have to be careful. It'll show through your paint sometimes. So what I'm going to do is when I sand all this off, I'm going to come in with a little bit of base and base that white. It'll be any color. Well, I'll use white base and I'll base that with like a base clear, but it's base. I'm not going to put no clear coat on it, just base, so I can make it the same white color. With where it's red, I'm going to find some red base and I'm going to base that red so it's like the rest of the car or close to the car. So when I paint it, I don't have different lightness and darkness is what I'm saying. That's what I don't want. And the reason being is you can get in trouble. And I'm not looking to spend a whole whack of money doing it. I'm just looking to put a paint job on it so it looks good. As I'm doing this, you can tell that I'm using the DA same way I would a block. Exact same way, hold it flat, exact same way. Okay, Jolene will catch you. When you get there on that back piece, I want Jolene to watch you and see how you feel about having a guide coat on it. You can see how that shows that orange peel in that primer. I got to get that out, and that's what that guide coat's good for. Without having it, it's hard to see. I guess the biggest thing too is having enough on there. I only put a couple rolls on that, so I didn't use a whole bunch of primer on that, which is a good thing. And the reason being is product costs money. And Jolene said it best, not every car deserves a $30,000 paint job. We are just doing what the car needs to make it look better. Hit that with a 220 up there. It feels awesome. Feels excellent. Let's get down out of here. Hello, can you go? I filled it out with a DA. I might as well sand the primer on it with a DA. I'm gonna change my sanding pad. I'm getting dull. Thanks for coming back, everybody. I really appreciate it. I'm your man, Bad Chad, and Queen Jolene's on the camera, and we got Colton in the house. Colton's got both the bumpers done, which look fantastic. 220, 400, completed. Look really good. Makes for a really nice smooth surface to paint. I filled this out with the DA, and by hand, you can see how it's grabbed. Whatever, I DA'd it and then hand sanded it. But I put the primer on with a brush or in a roller, and that's what we're seeing, what's going on. No big deal, no harm. I generally like starting somewhere and getting the primer or get the surface down so there's no scratches, no harm, no foul in it. Get going that way and then carry all the way down on through. And what I'm looking for is to get rid of all that stuff. That's what I'm looking for, all that black stuff inside there. That's what I'm getting rid of. That's what I'm looking to get rid of to make it smooth and right. With that taken down like that, I feel I have a nice surface to paint. Are you on that back piece yet?
I was just going to say something. Yeah, I might try.
Okay, Colton's going on that back piece, Jolene. If you want to follow him on that back piece and see how he likes it. Just going to hand sand this part. What do you think, Colton?
Haven't got there yet.
No, but what I'm saying is, what do you think as you're sanding it?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think? You can see all the scratches, can you not? Or the brush marks?
Yeah,
they're brush marks. So every one of them brush marks got to come out for it to be right.
Leave a little right here.
And feathered off.
And feathered off.
What grit paper are you using?
80? No, sorry, 220.
Awesome. That's the grit you want to be using. And there's a new piece if you need it.
Well, I'm going to need it.
Make it look good, Bye. Make it look good.
My plan.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. You're not first, you're last, right?
That's it.
That's it?
Not first, you're last. That's just it, right? First place, you did wicked. Second, you're a loser. Third place, you know, you had a good weekend.
You get what?
I said first place, you're the winner.
Yeah.
Second place, you're just the loser. And third place, you had a good weekend.
That's right. There you go.
Nobody likes coming second, then you gotta watch the people in first win.
When you come in third, you just had a good weekend.
Yeah, you come in third, you had a good weekend, right? Better luck next time. Get second, you don't even want to go back.
I think that one was brushed on there because I couldn't get the roller in that. Or I probably could have, but I had the bumper on when I primed it, so it's hard to get at.
Good stuff.
Good, working good, is it?
Yeah.
Good.
Sanding my fingertips off.
Me too. First time sanding with fine paper for a while.
Yeah.
Got to make sure it doesn't move in your hand. You got to have a good grip on it.
Take a hold of that paper.
So every place that got primer on it, we're going to base it the same color that it was. Right over top of what we're doing right at the present moment. We're going to base it and then paint it. And hopefully everything covers up nice. We've got a big job cleaning out the paint area. Ugh.
Big job, actually.
That's what's got to be done.
Job.
It's got to be done. It's got to be done. Yes.
You got time to stop right there, you're done. You're done.
Hitting metal?
No.
Filler yet?
A little bit of, like, the slightest. But
Okay. Doesn't like it really doesn't matter to me a whole
I
bunch.
can tell, so but you're done there. You're all done.
You're right. He's been taught well.
Yeah.
You're done.
I'm all done in there for now.
It'd be nice to have one complete covering on it to make it look good, but if you go through, I've gone through up here quite a bit, so I'm gonna like I said, I'm gonna base it, and that's be it. Base it and then paint it. You know what doesn't make sense to me? We've all gone to waterborne paint for base clear, but yet the clear is still a solvent. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I shouldn't say anything. Next thing you know, what? That'll be clear, water base. Woo, fingers. Woo. That would have been good to have up around that window so you could see what you were doing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, would have actually.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about actually, before you sanded it.
I thought when the guide coat was used for finding your craters.
Well, that's basically what it is for, craters and pinholes and scratches and everything, right? It'll stick in everything. And that's what it's for. If you don't guide coat your cars, I don't know what to say. Hard spots down in there when you get that stuff out. You get it? Got it looking good?
I think so.
How's it feel?
Good.
That makes me happy. The smartest thing you can do is like leave all that stuff for Colton. Get in there and sand that way there. Sometimes it's a hard place to sand, hard thing to do, but just jam your finger in and go for it. I'm happy with how much has been primed and how much has been dealt with. You know, what little work we have to do to get it back in paint after being chopped. I'm happy with that part.
What the heck?
Like Colton said, you wouldn't even know the car was chopped if you did not know or did not watch. Exact same thing with the window. You would not know unless I showed you. You would not know. So I took the antenna off last night, welded that up. There was a spot on the side of the hood that wasn't good, so I fixed that last night. And also there was a hole in the side of the bumper here. Someone drilled it and there was like a plug thing in there. And I welded, no, I didn't weld that up. I put a piece of tape in behind it and plugged the hole and filled it on that. And got it in primer last night. Jolene got more taping done. So basically we're right into sanding the primer off, and then we're into painting it. Done. And we found a driver for the car. His name's Jerry LaBeouf. We met that guy in California. He was a Pontiac fan. And if we put a name on the side of the door, they put their name on the side of the door. Who's the driver of the car? Well, we've chosen Jerry LaBeouf. Pretty good name, pretty cool name. He likes Pontiacs. He's the driver. He'll probably never get to drive it, but he'll have his name on it. I think it's just a fun thing to do, actually. Whew. Right this present moment, whatever it does to make it smooth, I guess, and get all the guide coat off, I'm okay with. And something like this car that we're doing right here, I can visualize it. I know what it's going to look like or what it's going to be like. But when you drive this car up the road or over town or anything like that, whether it's a $6,000 car or a $200,000 car, when you pull in the mall with this thing and get out to in the mall, there's people going to come over to take a look at it. And the reason they're going to come over and take a look at it is because of the way it's been done, or the way it's going to be done. It's going to look like a NASCAR, and it's going to look really good because that's the way it is. It's going to look really good. And it's going to get a lot of attention compared to something that was original. So if we had we'll say, for instance, if you had a 53 Chevy, it's all original. Or our 51 Oldsmobile, actually, that's all original. You pull that in over town, people walk by, nice old car, you just look at it and walk on by. But when you see this bad boy, when it's painted all different colors, and it's got a number on the side, and got a bunch of stickers on it or whatever, and the wheels look different, and looks like a NASCAR, you're going to go over and take a look at it. Guarantee it. And that's what I'm all about. It's making something that stands out. And this is going to stand out. Whether it's a $6,000 car or a $300,000 car. This is going to stand out in a lot of automobiles over town. I will guarantee, I will put money on it. And for me, that's where it's at. To grab someone's attention and to look at something and say, wow, that's cool. Even the young fellers will go over and take a look at it. Most young fellers wouldn't go over and look at a 53 or 51 Oldsmobile. Drive right by it. See that guide coat coming out? Coming out nice. All kinds of primer on there. All kinds. Beautiful. You are, Jolene. Absolutely gorgeous. Here's my paper up. Seen Jolene's post on there this morning. Stop your whining. Huh? Jolene's post there this morning. Stop your whining.
You winner!
We did have a winner, didn't we?
We did have a winner, yeah.
We had a winner.
Just like we said, buddy, it's always good to be first.
He was the biggest whiner, wasn't he?
Don't tell everyone. Everybody be on there whining.
That guide coat, you would never see that in primer. You were saying that was just primed. You would walk on by that and keep on cruising. Where it's got a guide coat in it, it's got to be going. because it's a low spot in the flood. Gonzo. Sanding with 400. Trying to get all that stuff looking good. That's what we're trying to do. There we go. Baby. I'll take it right down over the side. Colton sanding as fast as I am, or I sanding faster than he is? Doing pretty fast, is he? He's been taught well then. Yeah. He's been taught well. Boys, I'll tell you, I haven't used this primer before, but hard primer. Yeah, Jerry LaBeouf's the driver. Jerry LaBeouf. We're not buffing this one, Jerry. Nope. Man, there we go. So everything we're sanding with 220 right at the present moment still has to be going over 400. And if you want more primer when you're rolling it on, wait till it dries and put more on. I just didn't want to use a whole bunch of product on this paint job. This would be a car that you would get lots of attention with at a car show. Guarantee it. I guarantee it. I don't usually give many guarantees. I don't promise nothing. And the reason being is if I have to promise, my word ain't worth shit.
Never thought of it like that.
Does that make sense?
I never thought of it like that.
What?
You gotta promise something, your word don't mean much.
No, there you go, does it? Huh?
Well, I never thought to look at it like that, but you're right.
I have to promise
I
something.
mean, usually when you say I have to promise, that means you're trying to work them in to do it when they said no.
Something like that. So you picked up on that, did you?
I did, as soon as you said it. I promise means you're going into I'm gonna get this mode.
I promise is a
Scary word.
well, it's a
Ruined friendships.
it's a room for disaster. A heartache.
But come on, man, I get paid tomorrow.
Promised?
Yeah.
Grab another piece of paper. It's kind of wearing down on me, so my fingertips. Whoa, my fingertips. That's 400. No, it's 220. But it's in the 400 box. Do you need a new piece of paper?
I'm good, I got one.
They'll be bleeding tonight at the fingertips. Fold it in half. This is how I do it anyways. Fold it in half. One piece of paper, two pieces of paper, three pieces of paper. 1, 2, 3. Nice.
Good?
Awesome.
I got pretty well this whole side scratched down.
Awesome. He's a swiping. He's not finger doing it. He's swiping. That's a good thing.
What do you mean, man?
Huh?
That's how I sand. Get in there.
And something like this old car, have fun with it. That's what it's for. It's not mint condition, that's for sure. And that's why it's getting what it's getting. It's getting what the car told me it needs. A paint job and a chop. And if I get this, well, if I get this car painted within the time that I want to paint it, that means that I can chop, sand it, paint it, and put it all back together in 1 month, if I can get it done. That makes me happy with how fast I'm going, because it does matter. To me, it does matter. Some people it doesn't matter, but it does matter to me. And make a window. Trying to get that out. I want that out. Might not get it, but I want it. And we'll, not sure if that's exactly the way it should look, but close enough. Beautiful. Nice and smooth. So I'm thinking we'll be mostly sanded today before the day ends. We'll be mostly sanded down. And then tomorrow, we're really gonna have to dig in because we got the paint room with another car in there. Or not paint room, another room there with the car in it. And we're gonna have to dig it all out to put this one in, so we're really gonna have to hustle. I don't know if we'll get any paint on this thing tomorrow, but you'll have to come back and find out. We appreciate you coming back, really do. Really do. This right here is the way that you take an old car and bring it alive. Do some body work to it. Make it look cool. How to make a name for yourself, to be honest with you. Grab an old car, make it look cool, take it to town, get the reactions with it, and then you can come home feeling all good about yourself, what you've accomplished. In a short amount of time. And to me, whether it's got $6,000 in it or $250,000 in it, if people enjoy it, you get a good feeling from it, that's the one you should hang on to. We got the Volvo back. We're going to spend some more time on that one. That's a different kind of car that we're doing because it's stripped down to bare metal and we're coming from the bottom up. That's a totally different car than this one. This is something that we're having fun with. We're going to make it look like nobody else's car. And it's going to be, I guess, be the same thing as driving the General Lee. Same thing. We're having a number on the side of the door. It's going to be cooler than dang it. Cooler than dang it. How you making it, Colton? Doing good?
Yeah, I think so.
Good, buddy.
All right.
So 400. Any sandpaper that you're using that's wore out, throw it on the floor. Any sandpaper that's got pieces left to it, leave it on top of the car, please. You know what I mean? If you haven't used every side of it,
Yeah.
leave it on top of the car, please. And if it's wore out, throw it on the floor, please. So that way there, we're not picking it up and going for it again. I'm gonna let you sand that. I'm gonna sand this. Got some 400 here, where I hit it with the 220. I'm gonna hit it with the 400 now. Actually, I'm going to do the roof like I did on the other side, and then I'll hit it all with 400. The DA's right there. Where's my stickies, 400 stickies?
Do we know?
Hello, Fina. There they are right there. So this area right here, where I've sanded with 220, got it all going, I'm going to sand it with 400. I'm going to hand sand the rest of it. I'm actually going to wipe it off before I start. Actually, that way there. We're not looking to straighten anything out. We're just looking for the smooth. The smooth. That's what we're looking for, the smooth. Don't want that hand. Bracelet's not doing me much good, is it? It's not helping me do it at all. Hard spot to get, so shove my thumb down in there. I got two. I scratched up, that's all. What do you like the primer without the guide coat or with the guide coat? Because you sand it both ways. Which way would you prefer it?
I mean, it helps.
Well, then what would you prefer?
This?
The guide coat?
Yeah.
Okay.
That way there you make sure you have everything out, right?
That's right. You know, it's like having intimate time without a condom. Right? You could miss something, or you could, you know, have a babino.
Come up with this shit.
What?
Where do you come up with this stuff?
Well, it's true, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
If you don't have the guide coat, it could mean that you're going to miss something.
Yeah?
Yeah. If you don't have
The memo.
Keep it in your pocket, it probably won't work. That's on the instructions for a guide coat, eh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Get it at the superstore.
Superstore, eh? So I 220'd it on the DA there a little bit, so now I'm just 400'ing it. 400. Yeah, 400 on the DA on this side, but I did hit the 220 a little bit, so I'm just making sure. This will get based white, and that'll get based white. This will get based white, and that'll get based white. We'll base this around there red. This is going to go red. The reason being is I don't want the car, like I said, the car in different colors when it comes time to spray it. And I'm not willing to put a value shade on it because I don't feel like it's necessary. I got a little extra base in there. Oh, what's that? Probably should. Probably should. It probably should. I don't know if I will or not. It all depends if the color's going to cover or not, but probably should. I'm going to go to Colton's side and see if I can't get the roof done. got other cars to do, haven't we, Di?
Oh yeah, all kinds. That means keep watching.
Keep watching. We've actually, me and Jolene have recently got a motor rebuilt by Don Best. And Don Best is a gentleman that we've got acquired or introduced to by a friend of ours, Bubby Trask. He introduced us to, told about him that he rebuilds engines. So we went over and seen Don Best, and he has actually built us a 327. It's got 2 4-barrels on it. We use the intake that we got from Jim. Jim gave us an intake with 2 4-barrels on it. So we've actually basically built a Corvette 327. We put a camshaft in it for the Corvette, 2 4-barrels on it. It's got the double hump heads. We got the valve pan covers there from Oz that he gave us. We got them sort of half cleaned up. Got to get them outside, get them sandblasted. But probably me and Colton are probably going to build a car around that engine, and just going to make something. Got some cars outside. They got pieces and shapes that we'll use. We'll make something and do the bodywork of the Volvo at the same time. How do you feel with that?
Getting there.
Is that feeling good?
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
I'm going to knock this off of the DA. Is that pretty good? All right, I guess we got our time in somewhat. You know how I'm going to sand this along here. I'm going to sand that along there with the DA on top of that door window. Hand sand that till that looks good. I'm going to DA this up top here and finish that off at 400. We'll have the roof all sanded. Everything else is going to get sanded off by hand. We basically should be ready. First thing tomorrow morning, the car should be able to be sanded down and ready and rock and roll. Then we're going to spend some of the day, obviously. We're going to have to get everything out of there. Get this car outside. It's a mess. It's kind of something, you know, you sand the car and you make a mess like this, and then you try to paint it in the same mess that you made. It's quite something, but we'll get it done. So we'll get this pulled out. We'll get it blown out, get it cleaned off, get that mess cleaned up. Maybe we can get some paint on this week sometime. And then we'll all get to see what it looks like. And Jerry LaBeouf is the man that we've hired to drive this NASCAR. Have a great day, everybody. Come back tomorrow and we'll be here, that's for sure. Anything you want to say, Colton?
Bye.
Bye.